Babe, we're rolling. The cameras are literally rolling. We got film and we put it in there and they're like rolling around in there. Now it's digital. I'm just making jokes. Hey, we're in the podcast. This is the beginning. Welcome. Now roll the intro.
When the kids are counting sheep, when the kids go to sleep, dreams and memories, when the kids go to sleep.
And we're back! Yes, I do have a red shirt and red pants on today. I did not plan that, but that's just the way it happened.
I think you look great.
Welcome to episode 174 of When the Kids Go to Sleep, Wtkgts. Don't forget to download it for free on iTunes.
And what an episode we have for you today, people. Welcome, welcome.
Let's get right to the topics, shall we?
Yeah, the supermoon.
That's all that happened.
That's it.
Blake has written
since the last time we saw you.
The whiteboard. Yeah, when's the last time? It's been a long time. We kind of have been doing that with the podcast. We were like, podcast, 2 months now, no podcast. We're going to try to, no, we're not. I'm not going to say anything. Hey, we're back. Who cares if we did one or didn't?
We're here right now.
We're doing one right now, and that's what matters. Episode 174. We're living in the moment.
That's true.
We suck. We have not been getting a podcast.
Self-compassion.
Oh. Okay, I love you, Shay. I took my wedding ring off last night and I put it on the next to my, and it's not here, and it frustrates me that I don't have it.
I know how that feels, but I have mine.
That new one that you got me in Yosemite, she got me a new titanium ring in Yosemite. I was so pleased with it. It's so cool.
It's blue. It has blue on it.
Strong. I can like hit it on stuff. And sometimes, like, after I take a shower or I'm sitting in the sauna, you ever get this, like, wrinkly finger ring underneath where, like, the moisture hasn't got out,
I always take it off.
I like to leave them on all the time, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, I got to take this off for a little bit. And then I forgot to put it on, and now I feel naked.
Now I feel naked. What do I do?
No, I do. I constantly, like, touch it and, like, spin it. So, like, when I go to do it, and I'm like, it's like I trip.
It feels
I'm like,
weird.
Oh, my ring's not there. Oh, whoa.
You're tripping over your naked finger.
You know, like, when it's something's different, it's just, like, it messes you up. I hate when that happens. Okay, we have tweeted for questions. I made a song about voting for Trump, which I did not vote for Trump. But it just rhymed, so I said it, and I think people are freaking out. You voted for Trump, Shay? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my. No.
Okay, let's talk about it. Donald, okay, are all of the votes in, by the way? Have they counted all of the votes? Do we know the popular vote? Hillary won the popular vote still, right? Like, I heard that, like, no, Trump's coming back. And there's
by at least 1.5 million votes.
It's that many? Because last I heard it was 200,000. It's over 1 million votes. Popeye.
Won the popular. It's
Plus,
so weird.
There's a petition out there that has like 4 million signatures on it. Is it more than that now? There was like, I don't know if it's like an impeach Trump petition. It's just like, we want Hillary to be the president.
Is that really for real thing?
No, serious. And have you seen the people marching in the streets?
Yes, I have definitely
in Los Angeles.
I'm glad that I'm not there right now.
A sea of people. Listen, now I'm not trying to throw shade or get in any ragamuffins here.
You're not trying. It sounded like you said Shay. I'm not trying to throw shade or get any ragamuffins.
The kids say it. I don't want to throw shade. It means like I want to start a rigmarole.
Yeah, but that's what all the kids say is rigmarole.
I would love if there was some sort of scanner type technology. You saw those iPhone videos from dudes up in their apartments and they're like, look at all the people protesting. I wish that I could see like a bar graph, a shaded area of all of the people that actually voted in the election that were down there. It's like all the people who are protesting. It's like, how many of you voted?
Well, do you think many of them are too young to vote?
Well, I think fine. There's a lot of too young. That's cool. But I bet you there's a lot of people who didn't vote who were like, oh, whoops, wait, what? Trump won? Yeah, because you didn't vote.
Maybe.
Colin Kaepernick? You stupid. What rhymes with Kaepernick?
Not that.
Non-voter? That doesn't rhyme. Got to come up with something else.
I don't think,
Did you know that Colin Kaepernick didn't even vote? Mister, I'm going to make a stand. I'm going to talk about the issues.
What can you do?
I'm trying to write one of those raps where you make the noises. And Colin Kaepernick,
so
you didn't vote.
How do you feel about the results?
Took a knee, you big dope. What?
After you're done rapping, you can answer the question.
What was the question?
How do you feel about...
Here's what I'm going to say. If you're going to protest, don't protest Trump. Protest the rules. The Electoral College. protests, like, how does popular vote not win? Okay, I get it. We don't want to give all of the power to like California and like just these big cities. Like, you have to give these rural areas, a chance to kind of feel like they have a fair say. But it's kind of hard when over 1 million people said we want Hillary for president instead, and they actually did go vote, and then she's not the president. It
doesn't make sense to me.
It
makes sense to me that like number of votes, people.
She got like 62 million. He got 60 million, but he won more of the states because, listen, Trump himself 4 years ago. Or whenever, he was complaining about the Electoral College. He was tweeting up a storm about like, it's a rigged system. We got to get rid of Electoral College, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden he's like, well, if that's the system. He's like, in my mind, Trump's like, well, I can figure out how to beat that system. He's a business guy. That's what he's doing. He's like, oh, okay, well, it's a rigged system. I'm going to be president then. And I think there's so many videos out there that show that there's so many people that are just sick of the status quo of, what they're calling the swamp in Washington, draining the swamp. And then you can talk about how Trump's not doing that by the people he's putting into his cabinet, blah, blah, blah. But if you didn't vote, you can't say anything. And if you're thinking like, well, I got to say something now, it's never too late, I guess. I guess you can't be like, oh, you can't say anything for the next 4 years. That's not fair, I guess, because we still want people to get involved.
Well,
but
regardless, Trump is our president. And I think that we need to come together at this point.
He's our president.
That's how I feel. Like, well, yes, he will become the new president.
I heard hindsight is 2020, the year we're all looking forward to.
Kanye. Wait, what?
Oh, yeah. Did he really say? I mean, Trump winning presidency.
I wouldn't be
Kanye's
surprised.
like, whoa, wait.
Come on.
Because I guarantee you, Kanye has met and hung out with Trump, and Kanye in his mind is like, I'm way smarter than Trump. And Kanye's like, oh, wait, Trump can be president? Kanye's like, I really am going to run for president. I am going to be. I think, listen, that's why I'm working on my rap skills, because Kanye 2020 be coming up, and I want to be hip to the hippity hop top.
I think he was serious when he said it, and I don't think that he's gone back in his mind. I think Kanye is serious.
I don't know.
Time
we all know
stuff.
what happened to the last guy that hung out with the Kardashians.
Oh, you're talking about Lamar.
Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
Oh.
We lost an American Olympian.
Oh. Well, Lamar Odom too, man. Like, they're just eating him up.
I like the Kardashians.
Yeah, you would. You man eater.
They're just a family. What do you do? Come on, people.
Watch out, oh, she'll chew you up. Whoa, here she comes. Kim Kim. She's a Kardashian.
Anyway.
Okay, so President-elect Donald Trump is he's getting his cabinet, which is like the people that help him be president, and because he doesn't know how to do it. So he's like, okay, who seems like they've had the biggest opinion while I've been doing this? Oh, that guy who looks like he drinks a fifth of vodka every day. Anyways, I
do not feel that passionately about it.
I don't either. I'm not trying
I just feel like, come on, let's come together at this point, people.
Even David Chappelle on our beloved SNL, Saturday Night Live, said, I'm going to give Donald Trump a chance. He also said, I'm going to stay here and let me see how I like this new tax plan, because he's a rich person. And rich people will do well with Donald Trump as president. So David Chappelle, you greedy... No, just kidding.
I am not judging anyone.
If you didn't see
just so you know.
I'm not either. This is a political
You're making
podcast.
me nervous. I'm getting sweaty. I'm sweating. What's his Colin Kaepernick? It's okay.
Coming in.
Everything's fine. Let's chill.
You have
people.
to have. There can't be a good podcast if it's just like love.
Did you know that Canada's immigration website crashed the night?
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah.
No way.
The immigration.
I did not know that. Everybody's out of here.
Let me ask this question. Are there actually any celebrities or people who said that they were going to leave that have left or that really are? I heard Whoopi Goldberg is actually. Is there anybody
who's leaving?
People have said, if Trump's the president, I am leaving America. And I'm like, I want to see which one of these people sacks up and does it.
I don't know. Well, I'm going to stick around and see what happens.
Okay, so we do have some questions.
Do we?
Is there any other
This
fights?
will be interesting.
Are there any
Let's
more
see
fights
what's
I can
going on
start
here.
before we ask some questions? No? Okay, let's go to the questions.
Oh.
Dude, what's up with this? Yeah. What do you guys think of the North Dakota Access Pipeline? Native Americans and indigenous. Sorry, I can't
Wait,
say
what?
words. They're trying. Well, I don't know the whole story, but they're trying to protect their drinking water from capitalists. I guess I don't know. Do you know who it is? Who's trying to like? There's a pipeline. They're trying to. I think it's an oil pipeline they're trying to run through or something. Do you know, Ron?
Yeah, I think it's an oil pipeline, and I think it's a couple corporations, but it's backed by the government in some fashion.
Yeah, no, there's horrible images and videos on the internet of these people just with nothing, just standing there saying like, no, you can't put this here. This is where we drink our water. And they've got like cops in full riot gear, like shooting them with bean bags and stuff. It's like,
Oh my goodness. Well,
is it worse than it's ever been right now? Or are we seeing more of it than we've ever seen before?
I think it's our perception. I think a lot of people were afraid when everything went down with the
With Trump?
elections.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's my opinion. Like, I did not realize how much it would affect me. Like, in my mind, I was like, you know what? Whoever gets voted, we're just going to support. That's how it goes. We're
You
just
were-
going to support. But I was terrified.
Colette was very actually upset when she
When-
found out Trump won.
When
She's
he
like,
won,
what?
I was like floored, and I just felt this fear, like the world is not going to be okay with this. Like, it just felt scary because of the perception. Everybody has this perception that like he's going to ruin things or whatever. But I kind of had that perception with Hillary too. Like, there wasn't a win-win. I didn't feel like this candidate makes me feel safe. I think I would have been scared either way, honestly.
Yeah.
Just having it all go down was what was like, okay, well, this is how we're going to go. Let's get ready. I'm not ready. I don't know.
I think people that are afraid when we feel this fear of the government or of like who's going to like be leading us, I don't think we are giving ourselves enough credit for how much power we have as the people. Like, we could overthrow it all in a second with the internet, the tools we have, the knowledge that we have. The people do have the power. And so we, as a collective body of like-minded individuals that want to have peace and harmony, can say racism is not okay. Bigotry is not okay. Sexism, all this stuff, none of this is okay. And we all get that now. And we just got to keep working on that and rooting it out of our society. And I know some people are saying like, well, it's the worst it's ever been, racism. I don't necessarily buy that. I just feel like we're seeing it way more than we've ever seen it. You go back 1 decade ago, just 10 years ago, and we're seeing 70% less of all of the workings of the world with the internet and with cameras everywhere. You go back 2 decades ago, you go back to the 80s and 90s, racism, it was rampant. Right? Like, and it was allowed and it was more accepted. And it's just like, it's getting less and less allowed in society. And so when it happens, it's kind of like a gross thing to see happen. And it's like, ooh, look at this. Look what this horrible thing that's happening. And then we're all watching it. So then it seems like, man, it's getting so bad.
But it's like but
really
being
that's
awakened to it more.
That's where we're all seeing it. Yeah. And so I think it's just a matter of another generation. Like, I know for sure that our kids will never be racist because we've taught them and we've taken them to places, and you got to travel. You got to meet people.
Yeah.
I remember what it was like coming from small town, nowhere, USA, knowing one black kid in high school, feeling this like, I'm afraid of black guys. Like, why? Like, and then I hung out with them for 2 years. I'm like, oh, they're just like me. And that's such a stupid realization, but it's one a lot of people have to have, and one that a lot of people have not yet had, because they just haven't traveled. Like, you have to experience new things. You have to meet new people that are totally opposite than you until you realize, like, oh, they're not so bad. They're not so scary. Has Trump said some kind of racist things? Yeah, but no worse than my mom has said.
I think you should cut that out.
No. I'm just saying, it's a generational thing. My mom would say, like, they used to have these little gums that they would buy at the gas station called, I can't even say it. Blake's freaking out in the background.
I'm freaking out, and I'm on camera.
It was the N-word, and it was these little gums. I'm just saying, like, let's talk about it. Babe, get back here. She's drinking under the table.
You're by yourself on this one.
Wait, getting clear. I'm drinking water under the table. She's drinking under the table.
No, but it's part of our species evolving. It's part of us, like,
it's part of our history, and we're changing history.
And
You
we're
know,
seeing
every
way
day.
more of each other than we ever did before. You know, like when I first went on my mission to the West Indies, and I remember like walking out on the street for the first time, I was terrified. Like it smelled different. You know, it felt different. The humidity in the air. I was from a really dry climate with sagebrush. I got out on the airport, and all of a sudden my hands were wet. Like I was constantly like wet and like sweaty, and everything was different. And I was like, this is terrifying.
This is so weird.
Like the first month of my mission, I was like, I'm so homesick. I'm scared every day. Like this is a hard thing. At the end of the 2 years, I remember walking those streets like just trying to like use all 5 of my senses to like soak it all in, the smells and the sights and the people and the taste of the food and like the moisture in the air and the sound of the calypso music. And I'm like, this is home. And I just like, oh, wow. I got emotional there. So it's like, you know, I see black people. I'm like, yeah, I love those people. You know, and then people are like, oh, you're racist. I'm like, you can't just like say black people. Like they're black. I'm white. Like we're the same. We like good food and cold water and beaches and sunsets. So that's the realization that we have to have. And I think that's what we all need to work towards. And if Donald J. Trump tries to push any of his racism on it, we won't allow it. And we will stamp out those little fires of hatred in our local communities. And sometimes we have to stand up and say something. We have to keep fighting for love. And that's the fight that a lot of people have been fighting for. And it's the one that's the answer. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I
write a
think
song.
all. Let's write a song.
I'm
Right now,
on
go.
one today, boy. Who
You're
put a
doing
quarter
great.
in me?
You're
I don't
doing
know.
great.
I'm probably pissing a lot of people off and saying stupid things. I watch these podcasts later. I'm
you
like,
just
shut
say
up,
it
Shay.
from your gut.
But that's what I want these to be. That's what this is for us to just open up and not judge and just say the words that are in the
I ain't
mind.
judging. I just.
Okay, you say
know.
some things. I'm going to look for some more questions. That last one sparked quite the conversation.
I think you were right though. Is like all of the unrest and the disconnect comes from fear. Like that's the root of it. It all comes from fear, and it's like our egos. Like we try to mask that fear with being outwardly racist, and I think that's not going to be as accepted as it was in the past, and it isn't. I think you're right that it's not happening. It's happening in a different way to where we're all seeing it and not being okay with it. And I think that's good. Like with all the unrest, we should look at the positives that are coming from it and be grateful that we're in a new era, a new time. And I'm frankly, like, at first I was afraid, but a part of me is like, well, what's next? Let's go forward with faith in our country and faith in humanity and faith in each other and make America great again. Ding.
Way to end it. That was hilarious.
Like that's the power that we have. Like,
But let's get back to changing, like, if we're going to play by these same rules, like with the Electoral College and stuff, like the same thing is going to happen. We got to figure out a better way.
yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't.
I really believe that we have to be able to vote online. I feel like we'll get way more people voting if we can figure out an unhackable
sure
system.
Yeah.
If you could just
sure
do it
it's
on
only
your
a matter of time.
phone, it would double the amount of voters immediately. Instead of 130 million, you'd get almost, I think you would get, I mean, every eligible voter, not everyone, but who knows. I guarantee you the percentages of people that voting would increase if people could do it on this thing that they're staring at constantly.
Yeah, but I also think you should make an effort and go to where you need to go to vote, or maybe even have like a 3-day window instead of just 1 day.
Yeah, why do it on a Tuesday? You
when you have work and you have to be.
How stupid is that?
I don't know.
It's on a
difficult.
Tuesday, like this thing that we've been fighting for 2 years, 4 years, and they're like, okay, it's Tuesday, go vote.
And they should, I don't know, like we said in the last time, like make it a holiday to where everybody has the opportunity, or
Yep, it should be a national
what.
day
'Cause
off.
I don't know how I feel about
That's
the
how they
online.
game the system, though. That's how they game the system. They reduce voters. They control the vote.
But then
It's
can't you game
both sides.
the system if you can vote online and people can just be like, well, I'll use my daughter's name who is 11,
That's why we need to figure out like retina scans. Like what if there was a retina scan that could read my eyeballs? That's not hard. They can read my thumbprint. You gotta, every thumbprint is unique.
That's the
You
mind
put your
frame.
thumbprint
That's
in.
not hard.
Oh, well then what,
on.
Shay, what if people start cutting thumbs off to vote? Well, that's bad. We should, that
Don't
gonna say
cut your
something.
thumbs off to vote.
Retina scan. You got a phone. It scans your retinas. That's Shea Butler. Vote. I voted.
I mean, that would be an amazing. Yeah.
How do you scam that? How do you?
That's like, what's that? Minority Report?
Yeah. Technology, tools. We build the tools build us. We build the tools build us.
Make a song, a rap.
I have.
Okay, wait. Did you find any questions?
I don't know, but I've been told I said some stupid stuff in this podcast. Okay, we got 5 minutes. I'm getting the 5-minute mark behind the camera.
Okay. Well, let's
2
see.
questions,
How to-
and then we're out.
Are we going to playlist live?
Here's a great question, Mark. Thank you for such hard-hitting topics such as these. When the kids go to sleep, my wife and I disagree on whether a hot dog is considered a sandwich. Any thoughts? No, absolutely
That is
not.
life-changing.
It's not a
question
sandwich.
right there. No.
It's a hot dog. A hot dog's a hot dog's a hot dog. It's not a sandwich.
I've never thought of this before.
Oh no, here we go.
It's a vertical sandwich.
Here we go. But I have put hot dogs
But it's
on
got a
bread.
bun.
I've had like hot dogs in bread
Wait,
before.
is a hamburger a sandwich?
I mean, what's a sandwich? Bread and then just inner
Why do they call
contents?
Why do they call it a sandwich?
I'm gonna say one word: hoagie.
A
Could it
hoagie.
be a hoagie?
A hoagie's a sandwich.
Hoagies and
It's a longer-
grinders.
Hoagies and grinder. What is that?
The lunch lady song? Is that how?
Navy beans. Navy
Yeah,
beans.
Navy beans, Navy beans. Sloppy Joe,
Sloppy Joe.
What's a sloppy Joe? Is a sloppy
know
Joe
what?
a sandwich?
It's not a sandwich. They all get their own
right.
name.
A sandwich
Sloppy
is
Joe,
strictly
hot
like
dog, hamburger.
we're talking
sandwich.
thinly sliced meat, and a hot dog. Those are like over a half inch. So here's what it is. If you have thinly sliced meats and cheeses between bread, that is your classification
Wait,
for
you're
a sandwich.
making a rule. What if you have a cucumber tomato sandwich?
That's fine. It doesn't. It just has to be thinly sliced. It can't be like bulky because like a hot dog.
So what if you just put a whole cucumber?
It's not a sandwich. It's a. What the hell are you doing?
Cucumber burger.
Cucumber.
Hoagies and
Thank you. Oh my! I'm so glad we got that figured
That-
out, Mark.
man,
Mark, I
that
just
was-
favorited your tweet, Mark. That brought up
better
some
now.
real lively conversation that we like to have here on When the Kids Go to Sleep. Don't forget to download for free on iTunes. Okay, one more question, then we got to skedaddle out of here. Colette, it's your turn. You ask a question.
Any good books you read lately? Recently?
Why did I bring that up
Any
here? I was
good
gonna.
books you read recently? What? What?
My the Titans one, the Tim Ferriss's
Oh,
new book.
yes.
You guys, big news from from my ego.
He was
big
in a
news from my
book?
ego.
Tim Ferriss.
Hold on, this
book?
just in from Shay Carl's ego. I'm in a new book. Check it out.
And I'm happy about it.
Tim Ferriss, a famed podcast and New York Times best-selling author, a couple times over, is out with a new book. It's a big orange and
Tools of the Titans.
Tools of Titans.
Tools of Titans.
And I got one
It's
of the.
cool. It's like big.
I got a cool
Lot of information in it.
picture of the supermoon last night with me holding this new book. Blake, you can put it up on the screen. Yeah, just put it up
But
on the
he's
screen.
in it.
I'm in the book. Yeah, everybody
he asked
that
him-
Tim has interviewed on his podcast, like Tony Robbins, Jamie Foxx, Kevin Costner, Shay Carl, thanks, ego. I'm in the book. I'm in Tim Ferriss's new book.
I'm very proud.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
it's awesome.
I was looking at the list of names who are in that book yesterday. He sent it to me in the mail, and I was like,
Along with a very nice gift. It was very nice.
sent me a really nice knife.
a pocket
was
knife
like-
that I'm gonna steal because it's awesome.
I think Gavin's trying to steal it too. And it's really cool. It's very attention to detail. Tim's great at that.
Yes.
So check it out. Tools of Titans. I'm sure you can pre-order it now because I know that I pre-ordered mine. I got 2 coming, but Tim sent me one. So guess what that means for you? Let's give away those 2 once they arrive here in the post. When I get my 2 Tools of Titans books from Tim Ferriss, I will give them away to you guys. We'll figure out a way to give them away on the podcast. So stay tuned. I bet they'll be here. Well, I don't think it's actually shipping out till December. I think I got it way early.
yeah.
These are like early copies.
Like
so
a pre.
thank you, Tim Ferriss, you big lovable. I'm going to bite your head and kiss you. Thanks. What? Maybe we should cut that part out. Cut all this out. Cut all of
Okay.
it. Let's go. Should we go? We're out.
Yeah.
We have to do a
Thanks,
workout.
guys.
We're going to do a
We're
workout
gonna go
now.
exercise. Yo.
Check out Shayla's channel. Check out all of our channels. Okay, love you. Bye. Give me 5 high fives.
Go have some hoagies and grinders.
Hoagies and grinders, hoagies and grinders, lima beans, lima beans, lima beans. Sloppy Joe, slap, sloppy Joe, yeah. Sloppy Joe, slap, sloppy Joe, yeah.
We'll stay up, just you and I, and we'll talk about our pretty life when the kids, oh, when the kids go to sleep.